Let's welcome Sameer Jaiswal, founder of a young company, Charzer, which has been working for the past several years to close this gap with an innovative EV charging management platform that focuses on setting up EV charging infrastructure with zero upfront cost. For cities struggling with traffic and pollution, every move by the government to encourage clean mobility is a hugely welcome one. Now, Union Cabinet has this week approved the PM E-Drive scheme, allocating 10,900 crore rupees over 2 years to promote electric mobility in India and accelerate the adoption of EVs. Now, these subsidies will go towards encouraging the purchase of electric two-wheelers, three-wheelers, e-ambulances and e-trucks. The scheme has also allocated 2,000 crore rupees to install public charging stations. Now, not enough charging points has been the biggest worry for citizens wanting to switch to EVs. Let's welcome Sameer Jaiswal, founder of a young company, Charzer, which has been working for the past several years to close this gap with an innovative EV charging management platform that focuses on setting up EV charging infrastructure with zero upfront cost, or so they say. Sameer, we know that's the biggest roadblock. People are worried about not having enough charging stations. Now, 2,000 crore has been dedicated under PME Drive. Tell me, how will you complement that effort?
Let me first start by complimenting government itself. The Prime Minister E-Drive scheme, we believe, is going to be a game changer in terms of transitioning to electric vehicles faster than ever before. And the investment commitment of 2,000 crores towards almost 70,000 public fast charging stations is a very significant investment that is going to, increase the presence of public charging stations and reduce the anxiety in the minds of people for adopting EVs due to lack of charging infra. Now, as a company which is focused on setting up public charging stations, especially focused on commercial fleets and public charging, we are going to take the vision and mission that the Prime Minister has given, and we are going to accelerate our deployment of charging stations even faster. And we are looking at deploying 10,000 charging stations in the next 12 months.
How many have you been able to deploy so far? And when you say that you can enable zero cost charging infrastructure, how do you do that?
So we work primarily with organizations. We work with, apartment associations, the RWAs. We work with builders. We work with offices, tech parks, and also commercial fleets. Now, commercial fleet segment is the fastest adopter of EVs. The economics are right there. The savings are right there for them, and it's environmentally beneficial. Government has been pushing very hard to the fleets to switch to EVs. And that's where we have seen that charging infra becomes a very big hurdle in their initial adoption because the capex that goes towards charging infra is very high. So suppose someone has to set up a park and charge facility for just 20 to 30 cars, the capital investment that goes towards it is almost 1 crore or more than that. So anyone who is trying to start a business, it becomes a very big hurdle if they have to switch to EVs. And hence we come in to the picture and we say that we'll take care of all the capital investment. We'll bring in our technical expertise in selecting the right charging infra, in deploying the right charging infra, and in making sure you don't have a single minute downtime so that you don't have a revenue loss. And we come in, we set it up, and we give it to them on a monthly operational model, on a monthly lease model, so that they just go ahead and focus on their operations, on deploying vehicles and doing the commercial operations in an efficient manner.
How do you recover your costs? Because if you're making the investment, initial investment, then how do you recover your costs?
So we sign long-term contracts with these partners, whether it is a fleet company or whether it is an office. We sign 5 years to 7 years contracts with them. And just like in the solar space, there are power purchase agreements of long term. Similarly, we sign long-term contracts with these organizations where they pay us on a monthly basis based on the electricity that they use on our charging stations. And I would like to highlight that we have been growing rapidly in terms of electricity utilization. Today, every month, we are seeing a utilization of 5 lakh units. That is 500 megawatt hours of electricity utilization is happening on the platform every month, majorly powered by fleets. We are able to power 25 lakh EV kilometers every month, which is a major milestone internally that we have been tracking.
What has been the receptiveness? Who's been most receptive? Is it the commercial fleets or the RWAs? Because the maximum hassle, Sameer, is in RWAs. We know, we covered this 2 weeks ago, and we've been getting people to tell us that RWAs are not allowing them to put up enough charging spots and stations, not allowing them to get their private one installed. So just give me a breakup of what has been easy and what has been harder for you to crack as a market.
So all the segments are, have their own nuances. So like you rightly pointed, and in the previous segment, there was a very informative discussion on the same. RWAs are, having their own concerns around how to, go about giving permissions for setting up charging stations. Because if they give permission to each and every resident to bring in wires from their meters to their parkings to set up charging stations, ideally, that should happen, but it becomes a big fire hazard. And it's very difficult to maintain, and not everyone is going to set up the right quality of wiring. Not everyone is going to bring in high quality technicians to do that. And that is where, as Charzer, we are coming in. What we say is, we'll come in, we'll take care of everything, whether you want a shared charging facility, wherein, 3 to 5 chargers can be shared amongst all the residents, or whether you want an individual charging facility, we'll enable that. We'll take care of all the hassles of complying with the government rules. We'll take care of all the fire safety precautions, and our software ensure that everyone can have their individual charging stations while being connected to the common electricity connection, so that you don't have to pull wires from individual meters to individual parkings, thereby also escaping the fire safety issue. And then we have, load balancing systems, algorithms to make the charging efficient so that the costs are also lower for the resident.
All right, final question. There's also this competition that, people don't move their cars, I don't get the time. I believe you have an app on which you can actually check which one is free and then go to that location.
Yes, we have our mobile apps on both Android and iOS platform, where people can discover charging stations nearby. They can book the charging stations, and they can pay as well as turn on and off everything through the mobile apps.
And
But
these are
keeping in
not just
mind
your
that there are
charging stations, but they're also the other public charging infrastructure, or right now you only cover what you have put up through your
No,
app?
we cover other public charging station. In fact, anyone setting up any charging station anywhere in India at any scale can actually list their charging station on our mobile app, and we drive significant traffic to their charging station so that they can start making money. And in fact, we are there in almost 400 geographies currently with charging stations from multiple charging companies. But along with just the mobile app, we have kept in mind the issues that non-tech savvy people face when dealing with technology. So we have given the option of charging on WhatsApp itself. So you never need to download our app. You just send us a hi on WhatsApp, and everything from discovering to booking to payment can be done
Can
on
be done.
WhatsApp.
All
And we have
right.
seen,
Sameer, I've run out of time, unfortunately, and I'm sure people have got enough information to actually go to Charzer website or download the app or just get connected to you on WhatsApp. But it's a great service. All the best to you and more power to your team.
thanks a lot for inviting me to your show. It's a privilege.
So, two big developments to drive clean mobility in India, and we're going to wrap out with that on the Urban Agenda. I'm Manisha Natarajan signing off. Thank you so much for joining me.